As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over Higbee Beach in Cape May, New Jersey, the atmosphere grew thick with an unsettling sense of anticipation. The beach, with its wide stretches of sand and the gentle crash of waves, seemed to hold its breath as nightfall approached. The boardwalks and seaside towns of the Jersey Shore were miles away, and here, in this quiet, desolate spot, the stories of the past seemed to come alive. The most chilling of these stories was about a mysterious figure who was said to wander the sands at dusk. Descriptions of this enigmatic man painted a haunting picture. He was described as a pale gray, almost glowing, with a black dog often by his side. His attire was strikingly odd, a pair of pants that were too short, almost tattered at the cuffs, a sash instead of a belt, and a very dirty and tattered t-shirt. The peculiar details of his appearance only added to the eerie aura surrounding his presence. The origins of this ghostly figure traced back to the Higbee family, who once owned the beach and its hotel. After Joseph and Thomas Higbee passed away in the 1870s, the property was inherited by Etta Gregory. Thomas Higbee, in particular, had been buried on the island in accordance with his will, a final resting place he had chosen. However, during the early 20th century, his remains were relocated to a different grave, a move that seemed to disturb the peace he had sought in death. The shuttering of the Higbee Hotel and the subsequent changes to the property only deepened the mystery. Many locals speculated that the ghostly figure seen wandering Higbee Beach was none other than Thomas Higbee himself. His ghostly return to the beach, they believed, was a forlorn attempt to return to what he had hoped would be his final resting place. As dusk settled over the beach, the surroundings grew increasingly foreboding. The shifting light played tricks on the eyes, and the whispering wind carried with it the eerie echoes of the past. I walked along the empty sands, my footsteps barely making a sound against the coarse grains. The feeling of being watched was palpable, and I couldn't shake the sense that something, or someone, was lurking just out of sight. The descriptions of the ghostly man seemed to come to life as the shadows deepened, and every rustle of the wind and distant call of a seabird felt like a prelude to an encounter with the spectral figure. Suddenly, I saw it, a shape emerging from the darkness. A figure moved slowly along the beach, his form dimly illuminated by the fading light. His clothes, though distant and hard to make out clearly, seemed to match the descriptions I had heard: tattered pants, a sash, and a disheveled t-shirt. A black dog, as spectral as its master, followed closely by his side. I watched from a distance, a mixture of awe and fear gripping me as the figure continued his solemn march along the shoreline. There was a sense of profound sadness and unresolved longing in his movements, as if he were forever bound to the sands of Higbee Beach by some unfulfilled desire or unfinished business. As quickly as he had appeared, the figure faded into the encroaching darkness, leaving behind only the sound of the waves and the distant cries of the night. The haunting sight of the ghostly man and his dog lingered in my mind as I made my way back from the beach. Higbee Beach, with its spectral resident and its connection to the past, remained a haunting reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead.